Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, I'm Chris Pajak for the Redmen TV, and this is the comments below show in the aftermath of the 2-2 draw with Leicester City at Anfield. I'm going to get straight into it today. Roman Casillas, why would you want to change a winning side? Fuck you, Rodgers. How many matches does it take to see that Henderson can't play at wing-back? And Lucas and Gerrard can't play together, especially at holding midfielder roles. It's a point that's going to be brought up quite a few times today because most of the comments are about this, and one that I fully agree with as well, to be honest with you. Look, in the last comments below show, I was a little bit annoyed that people were talking about Steven Gerrard because I thought that we needed to concentrate on the team that played well in the game. Now I can understand the point of view that everyone was fuming because they thought that Gerrard had come straight back into the side. Now that's totally different to what I was talking about last time, but you're all right, because I agree that Gerrard should not have walked straight back into that side because Henderson was influential against Swansea and he was just shoved out on the right today. And it's one of those things that, in fact, it used to happen to Steven Gerrard. He was a victim of his own success and his own promise in each position, because Henderson can play anywhere, but there are places that he's more influential, that being in the centre of midfield. Now, him and Lucas seem to work well in that. Look, Leicester played a lot better than Swansea did as well. Let's give them some respect. But it is a strange one that Steven Gerrard came back in. Manquillo had a good game, and for me, I would have kept the same side anyway, or as close to as possible. Super Phantom. Didn't think we deserved a point whatsoever. Just a dead performance from us overall, with poor decision making and poor tactics from Rodgers, with the formation changes and the starting lineup. Thought Henderson was wasted on the right. He needs to be focused down the middle. Again, much like the comment previous, he does. Now, we can talk about Rodgers' tactics and Rodgers' poor decisions all we want, but the fact of the matter is as well, let's not forget that the players out there did not perform. Now for me, that was part due to the tactics and obviously part due to the fact that they just didn't step up the game. I think they thought, we're playing bottom of the table Leicester, if we play like we do against Swansea, we'll roll them over, and that didn't happen because Leicester came to fight and they played much better than us, and we were probably lucky to get away with a draw there because we didn't really create much apart from that Markovic header right near the end. Matt Davis, Steven Gerrard, the absolute legend of the club, probably my favourite player ever, but I think now is the time, mate. Watching this game, the Swansea game, it's obvious to see that he just isn't up to Premier League pace, but Gerrard can't be the sole blame. Other players have to stand up and make a difference. And that's right, Matt, because again, we're focusing on Steven Gerrard. He didn't have a particularly good game in any way, shape or form, but nor did a lot of players out there. You know, Kolo Toure, for one, for me, didn't perform well enough in the centre of the three centre-backs. Emre Can, although he definitely is an option there going forward, I think you can see his limitations slightly because he got drawn to the ball on both goals. And next comment, of course, Albayati 11, absolutely dreadful. I can't deal with this anymore. 1 second you're jumping, another you're fucking wondering why we are losing. We need a change, a big change. That better happen this transfer window. And it's imperative, isn't it, that we do something about this transfer window. Look, you know, I think it's obvious that we need a goalkeeper and a centre forward, but you know, tactically we need to find where we're going tactically as well, and we need to play our best players in our best positions, I think. Next comment, Brewis Light, thought Mignolet had one of his better games in recent memory, commanded his box well, didn't flap at anything, made a few decent saves. He can't be blamed for either goal. Was disappointed with Gerrard on that performance. He doesn't deserve to keep his place. Yes, he converted the pens, but his all-round play wasn't good enough. I'd rather have Henderson central like versus Swansea. Brewis Light, I think that's a great point, you know, and one that hasn't been brought up much, because I agree with you. I thought Mignolet had a decent game. He did command his area. I think there was 3 times on the bounce where me and Alex turns on. That's 3 on the bounce he's caught there. And he doesn't get enough credit for when he does do things right. And, you know, we've talked on the subscriber shows recently about Brad Jones offering a little bit more when he gets the ball in his hands. Mignolet at least did start to grab the ball and run to the edge of the box. Now, his decision-making when he got to the edge of the box was probably a little bit slow, but this is something he's clearly adding to his game, and you've got to give him a little bit of time to see whether he can have the distribution that we want from the goalkeeper. That being said, look, I'm not saying keep Mignolet. I still think we need a goalkeeper, of course, but there you go. I do think that he had a much better game, and for that he should be at least applauded a little bit. Ben Milverton, we were lucky to come away with anything today. I think our build-up play is still looking all right, but a quick striker who can finish is what we need, and a viable plan B. Praying Sturridge's fitness holiday to America has fixed his legs. I think we're all praying that, aren't we? If there's one New Year's resolution that's on top of every Liverpool's mind, it's that Daniel Sturridge goes through the rest of the season, if he comes back, injury-free, because we need him big time at the moment. I thought it was quite interesting about what you said about a viable plan B as well, Ben, because, you know, last night, one of the interviews that we did with Kat, she was saying there's no plan B. Now, I tend to disagree with that because Rodgers tried a few things. I think we obviously started in the 3-4-3. We moved to a 4-2-3-1, and then with Henderson at right back, and then we went back to Emre Can on the right of defence again with three at the back, and it was more of a 3-5-2 at that point. So there's definitely a plan B, but you're spot on in the way you've worded it, because it's a viable plan B, because the three things that we tried yesterday didn't work, and we need to find something that can work, and we can change the team. For me last night, when he made the changes, the players didn't seem to understand what was going on. Like, Henderson was booted from right wing back to central midfield, and it's too much in one game, and especially when you've only got sort of 5 minutes to do something in each position. What do you expect to get from these players in just 5 minutes? I don't understand, you know. Captain Fantastic with a picture of Stevie G is his thing, no less. What a fucking joke. Stevie needs to take responsibility and face the fact that he can't do it anymore. At least 5 times he had the ball away. He gave the ball away trying a 40-yard pass. I assume Manquillo wasn't fully fit, but still the wrong choice. He's forcing Hendo into a position he has wasted, but his pressing is in the centre. It's a different game. Blame solely on Brendan Rodgers and Steven Gerrard. I can't agree with that, Captain Fantastic, at all. You know, I think, as I said before, Steven Gerrard didn't have a good game. He did put the 2 pens away, showing his class there at set pieces. But, you know, I agree that Brendan Rodgers has to show a lot of blame. But still, the players do need to step up more, you know what I mean? I think, look at Lazar Markovic. He's come on, he's not had long to influence the game, but he had that one header. Frank Lampard came on and headed that ball away for Man City, didn't he, yesterday? And they got the win because of it. At 2-2, Frank Lampard comes on, heads the ball in. For us, it's 2-2, Lazar Markovic gets a header in exactly the same way as Frank Lampard, goes wide. I mean, these are the type of things that players should be stepping up to. And unfortunately, I don't think enough of our players stepped up yesterday. Esteban, Payan, we got our butts kicked on paper to draw, however they outplayed us. Esteban, I fully agree with that. We were outplayed for large portions of the game, and we shouldn't be. Look, no disrespect to Leicester, but they are bottom of the league. And I think that Liverpool players thought that, and we didn't come out of the blocks, did we, at all, really? We just never got into the game. We were 2-0 up and we were coasting, but we still didn't have a foothold in the game, which was quite surprising, really, and their heads never dropped. So credit to Leicester City for that one. And the comment of the week, oh man, I've done it again, a really difficult name to pronounce. Mate, if I get this wrong, I'm really sorry. It's Darnish Rafiq. It happens too many times. We go in front and let teams back into the game. For me, that's all to do with the mentality of the players. They're not strong enough mentally to understand how to control football games when you're in the lead. Now, I agree with that. There's been far too many times where we have let teams back into the game, and Leicester City's just another point to prove that. Now, whether it's a mentality thing that's happened this season or whether it's a hangover from last season, Crystal Palace, because for me, that's what it probably is. At the moment, we just don't seem confident enough to see out games, and we just don't seem clever enough either. There's times where we were 2-0 up and we had the ball at the back, passing it around the fence, and that's what you want, really. It's what I want, anyway. But unfortunately, the Anfield crowd seem to get on their back a little bit and be like, move forward, pass, shoot. It's like, no, control the game. You've got the ball. Just keep the ball and make them fucking work. And that's, for me, it shows our, I don't know how to say it, it shows our naivety, because we should be putting those type of games away, and we shouldn't be listening to crowd in that situation. The players on the pitch should be like, no, look, we've just got to pass it round, we've got to make Leicester work hard, and we've got to see out this game, get 3 points, because it was a huge opportunity for Liverpool to go and get those 3 points yesterday with teams dropping points around us. Obviously, Tottenham didn't drop points. They beat Chelsea. But there was other teams that did. You know, Arsenal lost to Southampton, Everton dropped points again, Man United drew. It was a perfect opportunity, and it just highlights your point that this team at the moment is not mentally strong enough to go too high up the table, and that worries me. Look, that's the end of the comments below show. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, I'll be in there after the video is up for a bit of a chat. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm Chris Pajak for the Redmen TV, signing off.
One little special one in it wouldn't be 2014 without even a little bit of a nod to the thing that's closest to our Claude Andy Tate moment of the year. Post Chelsea, toward the end of the season, he was justifiably upset with the way that Jose Mourinho and co set up and the way they play football.
Chris, the word is deflated, I think.